Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 194.
Four.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, 194. Supposed to be Unbreakable Spirit.
And the Executioner, Daniel. Church.
It took you so long to realize. Anyways, guys, 6 episodes until 200.
Yep.
Anyways, you can see our faces. It's either a prediction or a prediction battle. To find out which one it is, let's run through the topic.
Number one.
Yeah. He's going international. And what we mean by that is the
You'll
place
find
that
out.
the actual event is happening.
Yeah, you'll find out. Anyway, number two.
Number two is WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia in 2027.
And number three.
Our predictions, not prediction battle, just regular normal predictions for Wrestlepalooza this Saturday in Indianapolis. But first, we gotta talk about PLEs.
Yes.
So, the premium live events are going to other countries.
Yeah, like they're gonna have one.
Like, for example, next year, sorry, you were saying?
Well, you were gonna say they're gonna have a premium live event in Italy.
Yeah, and I know Rome is in Italy. It would be crazy if the event happened in like the Colosseum or something.
Yeah, it would be crazy, but with how old that thing is, I don't think they could do it there.
Fair enough.
But I mean, like, my honest thoughts is like, look, that means we're gonna get a lot more pay-per-views either for us, either probably the early in the morning or very later in the afternoon.
I can't read almost sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing. This isn't exactly breaking news or anything. Because we've had in past years and even this year in international PLEs.
PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever.
Potato. Need I remind you, Clash at the Castle in Scotland. And earlier this year, we did a prediction for it. Clash in Paris.
Yeah, they've done it in Clash. They've done it in Scotland. They've done it in Wales. Now they've done it in Paris.
And there are other ones, like the Elimination Chamber in Australia.
Yeah, I mean, is because they don't really care about the American audience? Or is it because the crowds there are better than the American crowds? Or is because all those cities, bid for high, for higher
Paris
money?
didn't get in. Yeah, Paris did not get a noise warning this year.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, what are your thoughts on all these pay-per-views going overseas?
The first two in WWE is World. It's not USWE, United States Wrestling Entertainment. It is World Wrestling Entertainment. And I think it's good that WWE is putting the world back in World Wrestling Entertainment.
I think, yeah, I will say, yeah, I agree that, it's good that they're going international, but it also kind of leaves like a huge void over in the States. Because, like, if you keep going overseas, there's not going to be anything for the wrestling fans in the States to care about. There's not going to be like a void. There's going to be a huge gap. It's like, hey, you got this pay-per-view overseas. Because not everybody can it's like, I think don't get me wrong, I'm glad WWE's going overseas, but it's just like, not everybody can afford to go to those pay-per-views in other countries.
Yeah, and also, we don't know if the ESPN app is gonna archive their footage of the PLEs, so it might make people in the States, it might make it a little hard for them to watch it if they don't catch it when it's originally airing.
That's a great point, because it's like, also like, what if you get the ESPN app, you sign up for it, but you gotta download like a different like, cause what if it's like a different, cause
You need to get like a VPN to get international Netflix so you could watch it because ESPN didn't archive it.
yeah, my honest thought, and I'm just gonna say this out loud, I do not care what anybody says, is that look, I'm glad that we're getting, these streaming shit, these like new pay-per-views on us somewhere else. But honestly, just put them all on Netflix.
Yeah, I would have to agree because I would not like to be paying $300 a year just to watch a thing on ESPN once a month, maybe twice if we're lucky.
But you got the
Three,
timer going, right?
two, one. Shut up, timer. I hear you.
Okay, good.
Anyways, the timer just went off. Now it's time for final thought.
I'll let you go first.
My thoughts are it's good that they're going international now that the world has been opened up after
COVID.
COVID, and but still have some in the States. After all, you're based in Connecticut. You need to have some of your content happen stateside so we can enjoy it.
Any other thought?
No.
My final thoughts are, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they're going. I'm very intrigued to see, where WWE is gonna go for their pay-per-views internationally. I am very intrigued to see like what those crowds are gonna be like, but I'm more worried of what kind of empty void it would fill in back in America if there aren't that many pay-per-views going on. If you can't watch like the wrestling stuff live, like no one's really gonna that much pay attention to all the stuff going on overseas or in general.
Yeah. And with that, if you're done, we'll be right back with topic number dos.
Hello, everybody, and we're back with topic number 2, WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. Our controversial thoughts. My first reaction is, did I think WrestleMania was eventually gonna happen in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, at some point. But because my whole thing is just like with their whole like controversial thing for like women and stuff, like we all know that the women aren't gonna main event WrestleMania over there. Period.
Yeah, I mean, if WrestleMania 43 is another 10-hour guess, we're gonna some Arabian Nights then, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just like also it's just like yeah, with WrestleMania, like, my honest, what are your thoughts about WrestleMania being in Saudi in 2027?
That is a valid question. I think it's interesting that they're choosing to go overseas to Saudi Arabia for this event with all the bad press that that part of the world get.
Yeah, because, look, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm not gonna be afraid. When it comes to wrestling, I'd, say my opinion on that. I'm just, like, my honest thought is I get that WWE does, want to go overseas to Saudi Arabia, but it's just, they already got the Royal Rumble next year, but it's just like, so does this mean that WrestleMania is only going to be in Vegas and in Saudi? Is any other place ever going to host WrestleMania? Or is it just going to be Vegas and Saudi? That's it.
Good defend point.
Because they've only done WrestleMania 2 years. They're going to do WrestleMania 2 years in a row in Vegas. Next year, the year after that will be in Saudi. It's like, okay, where do you go for WrestleMania 2028? Is it going to be in Saudi? Is it going to go back to Vegas? Is it going to go? You can't just have it in
Is it
those
gonna
two
be
places.
in London like where John Cena advertised that one Money in the Bank?
Yeah. Is it going to be over there? Is it just You can't just because like otherwise, like you're gonna have like no other like your American fan base isn't really gonna give a crap when you go to those two. Like if you just continually go to those two places, eventually your fans aren't gonna care.
And you're also gonna run out of stage designs eventually.
Not to mention, especially if it's in Vegas, crap is gonna be very, very expensive.
I mean, we are in a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, finances. Prices are higher.
Yeah,
Inflation, that's the word I was looking for.
yeah, but guys, if you keep rising the price of just like look, and you do like some like
I
local.
remember seeing something where Randy Orton said he was surprised how tickets for WrestleMania this year were like $400.
And that's coming from Randy fucking Orton.
A man who has been in the company just as long as John Cena.
Yeah, so that, I mean, my honest opinion, like doing it in Saudi is like, okay, like, it's like, because I've heard rumors that a possible reason, I've heard two possible reasons on why is that I have heard that the main event of WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is either going to be Roman versus Rock or Roman versus Rock or Roman versus Cody. Sorry, correction. Not Roman versus Rock. The Rock versus Cody or The Rock versus Roman at Mania 2027.
Okay, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Can I just say this? And don't get me wrong, I love WWE, but I am not surprised if either of those matches happen. But that's what happens when you've been a wrestling fan for 19 years or something, however long I've been one. Probably like 16 or something.
Yeah.
Started in '09.
Yeah, but I'm just like, guys, if you like those two
Son
matches,
of a, every time.
like those, you didn't forget to set the timer, did you?
I did. Why do you think I
No,
just did a son of a every time?
but like my
The thing is, I put it in my desk and not on my Nintendo Switch 2 box, and I couldn't see it.
my
It's gonna
but
be
like
a long episode anyways for predictions, so I don't see the problem with it.
yeah, good point. But overall, my whole point is like you think yes, it's gonna be expensive either way, but also it's just like if you just could. What's the point I'm saying is I don't want WrestleMania to just go to those two cities. I want them to go to different locations other than Vegas and Saudi Arabia. Because if you just stick to those two places, why should we even care about WrestleMania if it's going to be like, oh, okay, when we get to 2028, we'd just be like, oh, okay, WrestleMania's in Vegas again. Okay, WrestleMania's in Saudi again. I guess if it happens so much, eventually the fans aren't gonna care. Period.
And then they'll start watching AEW again, which is just you don't want that WWE.
But also not
Not
to
because
mention,
AEW is a bad company, but because you would lose audience and thus revenue.
plus not to mention, this is something I actually have heard Bully Ray talk about, is that AEW, when you honestly think about this, has an opportunity in the United States in 2027. Because think about it.
Elaborate, please.
There, because think about it. There's not going to be a big wrestling event in America in 2027.
There will not be a US based premium live event in 2027, which, yeah, that's the worrisome. I know I sound like a hypocrite because of me saying that I'm glad that WWE is putting the first W back in the company, but I was unaware that it would get to the point where in 2027 we would not have a single event in the United States. So if that is the case, then Travis is right. AEW has a great opportunity to be I don't know what he was going to say, but I'm guessing it would be like the main US based wrestling company because they would have some events. Oh, Travis, you're back.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
What were you gonna say before you cut out?
I was saying is Bully Red basically said that AEW has a massive, huge opportunity that they would just be stupid enough not to take advantage of. That, with 2027, with WrestleMania not being in America for the first time ever, there is a huge opportunity for a huge wrestling event in the United States. That's it.
And even if WrestleMania was in the United States, it would still be a huge opportunity, anyways.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my point. It's just like if if you could literally use every single promotion other than WWE and Impact Wrestling in for your WrestleMania-ish kind of event. It'd be the smart business thing
Yeah.
to do because it would get a lot more eyes on your but overall, like with WrestleMania, what I was saying earlier for people that just in case that whatever happens with that, I'm just gonna say it is look, I get like we all know that we don't know if WrestleMania in Saudi is gonna be 2 nights or 1 night with all the controversial stuff with humanity and all the other stuff that goes on in that country. We know we're definitely not gonna get a
And
women.
just people being terrible on the internet, anyways.
Yeah, and we don't know if we're gonna get a. Well, I don't feel like we're gonna get a women debate. I don't think they feel like they're gonna main event WrestleMania. Plus, not to mention, with the Royal Rumble next year being in Saudi Arabia, that's just gonna be weird. That's just gonna be weird to watch a women's Royal Rumble.
Well, they're all gonna be covered from like neck down.
Yeah,
Like that's how women have been allowed to compete in Saudi Arabia in the past. It's just gonna be more the same.
but yeah, but
Anyways, the
overall,
timer did go off, so
yeah.
final thoughts now.
Okay. Final thoughts is I think WWE. Am I surprised that WWE is going to Saudi Arabia? No. Did I think it would happen like in 2029 or later? Yes. Did I think it would happen in 2027? No. Did I think it would probably be like in like Las Vegas or probably or in some other big populated city? Yes. Did I think Saudi? No. But I figured it was gonna happen at some
And
point.
that's it for you?
Yeah, what are yours?
Here's mine. Since Saudi Arabia and WWE have a business relationship or something, I
Yeah, for
knew
10
at
years.
some point it was going to happen. I didn't know when, I didn't know why, but now we know 2027, so the why is still a mystery, but at least we know when and where for like the year after next.
For two
Is it a good move?
By the way, I looked it up. It was for
You were saying?
I think I was gonna say it was for like 250 million.
Financially is a good move, but in terms of like relations and really like the news and whatnot,
Yes.
probably not. But up next, the predictions for WrestlePalooza 2025. And we are back with the third and final topics. You can see the prediction battle tables. No, you know what that means. We have a premium live event. We've hyped it up basically the entire episode. WrestlePalooza this Saturday, September 20th. We have the full match card. This is coming from W. And I double checked during the last segment. They have all 5 matches listed.
Alright.
So, Travis, Do you know what the first match is?
Brock Lesnar versus John Cena.
Travis? They're opening the show?
Yep.
I thought that was gonna be the main event.
Nope, that's opening.
Well, that's surprising. I'm already marking the wild card as not applicable. Alright, so these two have a history, so much in fact that it's rumored that a Farewell Tour edition of 2K25 is gonna drop in October, and Brock Lesnar will be a part of that edition.
Nice.
I'm not joking, actually.
Keep in mind, these two have wrestled each other probably since OVW was a thing. Probably. Even in the early 2000s, they've wrestled each other multiple times.
Yeah.
Thousands of times.
In short, these two have history.
20 years.
But
For
with
the
so few appearances left,
5.
I'm not sure if I see Cena losing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I see Cena losing this, so I'm going John. And you can agree with me if you want, since there is no punishment.
I'm gonna.
Or
Well,
do you think Cena's gonna take a trip to Suplex City?
well, keep in mind, this is also Brock Lesnar's first match in 2.5 years. 2 years.
So Suplex City or not? Suplex
I-
City or not?
Okay, I'm gonna go with John Cena. But I also think this match is
Alright?
gonna be a war.
Yeah. Alright, now that we have that match out of the way, I have no clue which order the card is going in, so I'm just gonna do. Well, let's see. The Undisputed is probably last. Let's do the tag team match. The Usos versus Braun and Bronson.
Versus Division.
I said Braun and Bronson.
Yeah. But
That's
I'm gonna
literally
go.
how it listed on WWE.com.
Okay, dumb tag team name, but I'm gonna go with Braun and
No,
Bronson.
I'm kidding. It says Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
I'm just gonna label the division for you because they're part of the faction.
Yeah.
Alright. Up next, let's do the mixed tag. AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Division.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm disappointed that this is not a winner take all match. But at the same time,
That could be added on SmackDown for all we know.
But also at the same time, I could totally see Seth and Punk having a title match in a Crown Jewel in Australia next month. I'm gonna go with Division.
Yeah,
Again.
I know what you're saying. You could see that crown jewel in like what, Australia or wherever it's happening.
Yes.
So who do you got?
Division.
Again?
Yep. I'm just gonna go with Division. Cause I don't know if AJ Lee could handle doing the alright.
I don't think they would bring AJ Lee back just to lose.
True.
And it's not like this is the first time since she was forced to retire that she's been in a wrestling ring. She was a guest star on Heel.
That is true.
I'm gonna have to apply non-applicable to all these. Alright, match number 4 for the vacant Women's World Championship. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer.
I'm gonna go. This is my honest prediction. Stephanie Vaquer is gonna win.
You're going Steph?
I'm going Stephanie. But I also think Asuka is going to cost Io the match to solidify Asuka's heel turn.
You think Io's gonna turn heel?
No, I said Asuka.
Hey, Asuka. Sorry, you've been cutting out every once in a while. So, while I have enjoyed Io's multiple women's world title reigns, I'm kinda getting tired of Io being the women's world champion, despite the fact that she is a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. I think it's time for La Prima to live up to that name.
All right.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for for the undisputed championship match, which I assume is gonna be the main event of the evening.
I'm gonna go.
Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with McIntyre on this one.
You want to hold
I
the
think
title for more than 5 minutes?
yes. I think McIntyre deserves because Cody hasn't really done anything since he won the title back at SummerSlam.
Well, to be fair, as you pointed out multiple times, Cody was busy filming the Street Fighter movie.
And having another kid.
And yes, having a new kid, congratulations to Brandy and Cody for having another daughter. The wrestling curse continues.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go Rhodes.
But is Randy Orton gonna turn heel? Like, is this the day? Is
You
Cody
really
gonna?
want that to happen, don't you?
Yes, Randy has so many reasons to turn heel. So many.
All right, and that is every topic for this episode. Next week, we have the results and a prediction battle. WWE, why you do this to us? We'll see you next week with, I've said this, well, with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds. Auf Wiedersehen.